On today's episode, The Boring Company breaks through in Vegas, Elon's xAI raises billions, Megafactory Shanghai takes shape, and Starship has a new launch date. The Boring Company's Prufrock tunneling machine has emerged in the parking lot of Virgin Hotels in Las Vegas, marking what we believe to be the first boring tunnel operation outside of the existing convention center loop. So the first thing that stands out is the location of the Virgin Hotel. It's nearly 2 miles south of the Las Vegas Convention Center, where all of the existing boring tunnels are operating. So the first question would be, did they tunnel all the way down from the convention center? That would be a massive accomplishment for the company, but that's not what happened. If we look at the photo showing the tip of the boring machine as it emerges from the tunnel, we can see the hotel sign in the background and the White Castle across the street. That puts the location of the exit point in the corner of the hotel parking near Harmon Avenue and Paradise Road. The White Castle is across Harmon Avenue to the south of the hotel, so that machine came up from the south, not down from the north. I can't seem to find a Boring Company post about where they might have launched from, but there's a big empty lot along Paradise Road, just 3 blocks south of Virgin, that would be a pretty obvious candidate. Also, the Las Vegas airport is just a block south of this launching point, so this is the beginning of a pretty critical connection for the broader Vegas loop. It's also worth noting that this new tunnel is already a deviation from the Las Vegas loop map provided by the Boring Company a couple of years ago. That shows the tunnel running underneath Paradise and then running a short east-west connector into the Virgin Hotel. The actual tunnel is running north-south, which probably means that instead of using these hard right angles turning into stations that we see in the map, the real tunnels will move in more of a straight line through the stations, like a subway. According to the map, there should also be a Vegas Loop station across the street from Virgin under the Harmon Square Mall on the same tunnel that was just created. Anyway, that's not a whole lot to go, but this is our first look at the wider-ranging Vegas Loop project that is intended to connect the entire Vegas Strip, which is a very tall order. Elon Musk wrote on X, "Within a few years, you will be able to get to all major destinations in the city super fast with electric cars in tunnels." As of right now, the Boring Company is connecting the Convention Center Loop with the Resorts World, Westgate, and Encore hotels. All are within a few hundred feet of the main Convention Center campus. Elon Musk's new artificial intelligence venture, xAI, has secured a massive Series B funding round that will slingshot the company to the forefront of AI development this year. xAI collected $6 billion from a long list of key investors and venture capitalist firms. This pushes the startup's valuation to $18 billion. xAI says that the new funding will be used to take xAI's first products to market, build advanced infrastructure, and accelerate the research and development of future technologies. By that, they really mean the company will be using the money to buy hardware, what Elon Musk has called a gigafactory of compute. This will require about 100,000 units of NVIDIA's current H100 GPU, the industry standard for AI training in 2024. These things cost up to $30,000 a piece, so that's $3 billion just in hardware cost for GPUs alone. Add to that the racks and cabinets, the cooling systems, the installation and maintenance. Basically, all of the money they just raised is going into this massive supercomputer. The first obvious application for the new computing power will be an upgrade to Grok, the company's flagship chatbot product that runs on x.com. Grok is already pretty competitive with other mainstream language models like OpenAI's GPT 3.5, which powers the free version of ChatGPT. Grok is easily better than the new Google bot that's telling people to eat rocks and stuff. But we also know that OpenAI is sitting on some powerful new models that haven't gone public yet. Sora is the AI video generator that's only been teased, but already looks like it could destroy any perception of reality on the internet, so that's cool. And a lot of new capabilities in GPT-4 could put OpenAI significantly ahead of any competition in the general functionality of their AI. Elon has been saying recently that he believes artificial general intelligence is coming next year. That's essentially an AI that isn't limited to one single task, like how ChatGPT is a language model, Midjourney is an image generator, AGI would just be able to do anything you asked it to. Not that I'd be too worried about that. Elon is literally the worst predictor of timelines. I would just trust the janky Google answer bot over Elon Musk when it comes to asking when a thing is going to happen, but it's something to keep in mind. As for what xAI intends to do with their own AI models, the answer is still pretty vague. They write in their latest update, xAI is primarily focused on the development of advanced AI systems that are truthful, competent, and maximally beneficial for all humanity. The company's mission is to understand the true nature of the universe. So that's a pretty lofty goal. We'll quickly find out how effective this new cash infusion will be to reaching it. Tesla has officially begun construction of its highly anticipated Shanghai Megafactory. The new manufacturing plant will bring Tesla's Megapack battery storage system to the Asian continent, where the potential for growth is basically infinite. The upcoming Megapack factory is situated in the Lingang area, close to Gigafactory Shanghai. The Megafactory complex covers about 200,000 square meters, or 50 acres. Tesla Senior Vice President Tom Zhu was on hand for the groundbreaking and noted that the Shanghai Megafactory will play a critical role in the company's global battery storage strategy, which is essential to convert the global power grid to a 100% sustainable energy source. These large battery installations will allow solar panels to replace coal and natural gas-fired power plants. The Shanghai Megafactory is expected to have an annual capacity of 10,000 Megapack batteries, which translates to about 40 gigawatt-hours worth of energy storage. Zhu noted that this number of Megapack batteries could power 50,000 average homes in Shanghai for a year. The executive also said that the Shanghai Megafactory is expected to start its production of Megapack batteries in the first quarter of 2025, so less than 1 year from today. Not only has SpaceX set a date for the fourth test flight of their Starship rocket, they've also finally revealed the root cause of problems on Flight 3 that led to the premature destruction of their booster and ship stage. So save the date for June 5th, that is the target launch window set by SpaceX in a May 24th update, and Elon Musk has set the goal for Starship to survive the heat of re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. This is where we lost contact with the upper stage last time around, as it was rolling its way through a screaming hot cloud of plasma. In addition to the launch window, SpaceX has provided some clarity on Flight 3. The premature loss of the Super Heavy booster came down to a clogged fuel filter, which you might remember was also the cause of death for the booster on Flight number 2. SpaceX says that 13 of Super Heavy's Raptor engines successfully refired for the boost back burn, but then 6 of those engines died out before completion of the burn, which SpaceX calls a benign early shutdown, meaning that it didn't have any significant effect on the flight plan. What did have a significant effect was that those 6 engines were now disabled for the landing burn, leaving 7 possible engines, of those only 2 successfully reignited. SpaceX lost contact with the booster 462 meters over the Gulf of Mexico. The most likely root cause was determined to be continued filter blockage, where liquid oxygen is supplied to the engines, leading to a loss of inlet pressure in engine oxygen turbopumps. Same issue as Flight 2, but with a much more successful result. SpaceX says they implemented hardware changes ahead of Flight 3 to mitigate this issue, which resulted in the booster progressing to its first ever landing burn attempt. They also say that Super Heavy boosters for Flight 4 and beyond will get additional hardware inside oxygen tanks to further improve propellant filtration capabilities. And utilizing data gathered from Super Heavy's first ever landing burn attempt, additional hardware and software changes are being implemented to increase startup reliability of the Raptor engines in landing conditions. As for the ship stage, SpaceX chalks that up to more plumbing issues. They acknowledge that the ship lost attitude control during its coast phase, which prevented the engine relight test from going forward, and the lack of steering resulted in an off-nominal entry, with the ship seeing much larger than anticipated heating on both protected and unprotected areas. SpaceX says the most likely root cause of the unplanned roll was determined to be clogging of the valves responsible for roll control thrusters. SpaceX has since added additional roll control thrusters on upcoming Starships to improve attitude control redundancy and upgraded hardware for improved resilience to blockage. By upcoming Starships, it's not clear if they mean the ship intended for Flight Test 4 has the additional thrusters installed, but it doesn't sound like that's the case, so we may still get a repeat of last time, which was still a ton of fun to watch, so that's not exactly a complaint. Also, I will be away for a couple of weeks because I am getting married and going on my honeymoon, so Ted, who you all thought was an AI version of me, will be filling in and narrating the Wednesday news scripts while I'm gone. I promise he is a real person, so please go easy on him in the comments.